Welcome to this game of Mechabellum. As you can see here, fighting against a Chinese player, and options. Missile, Rhino, 5 Badger, and Aerial. And I have been playing a lot of Phoenix lately, so Aerial it is. I can get Phoenix on the first round if I want, easily, and I like Arclight with Phoenix. The Saber-Tooths are also good tanks at the start. On my opponent's side, Saber-Tooth, Cost Control, Typhoon, and Speed Specialist. And looking at those, I would probably either go for Typhoon Specialist or a Speed Specialist and grab Void Eyes. 5 Badger Void Eyes has been played a lot lately, and it is really strong. But Typhoon Special here with Spider Marksman is also good. And my opponent's taking quite some time to choose. Or am I bugged? Again. Because it's a red 0 here. We'll have to find out during the game. Strange, because there was no patch. My replay shouldn't be bugged. But let's find out. We'll see if my opponent's moving his units or not. Looking at the starting board here, I could go either side. I will stay on the side of the turret here, but the wall is also a viable option. But I think it is bugged. And you only see the opponent moves right at the end of the timer. Strange. Don't know what causes it. Oh, no, it just moved. Ah, it's not bugged. It was only the start. Thankfully. I was ready for this to happen again. The last patch fixed it for me, and there was no patch, so there was no reason for it to be back. And my opponent goes for a very defensive steel ball play. Usually when you see someone with steel ball crawler with hounds, they are going to go aggressive, but not in his case. And he went for cost control, so he has some extra money. And looking at the positions of his hounds in the back, you can probably guess what he intends to do. Look at the attacks. He has the dreaded incendiary bomb. But first round is mine. Which is usually what happens against cost control. They have less stats, even if I have 100 more money on the first round. Here there is improved Void Eye, which would not be a bad card for me, actually. There's also improved Wraith, but my opponent's way too far away for me to go Wraith. You can see if I go Ent Wraith here, my opponent improved Wraith is great, but only when you are on a headbutt. On headbutt, Wraith is king, but when they are so far apart, the armies, the Wraith becomes very vulnerable to AA units, and I don't like it. So I would just skip and go for Phoenix, although I could have went for improved Void Eyes. And when you do get Aerial on improved Void Eyes, or just any Void Eye, they do become area units, so they would benefit from my specialist. The extra 30% attack and HP would affect the Void Eyes after I click the aerial attack. It's something that not everyone knows. So it would be extra improved Void Eyes. And you can see here, my opponent's round 2, but the Stivko for this build is going for Incendiary Bomb. And when you see this, expect a factory, because a factory is coming. He also grabbed one Marksman, so he does have something to kill my Phoenix now. I was hoping to catch him off guard, but I'm aerospec, he's expecting some A unit. I also put an attack on the side, but he grabbed hounds on the other side, so my attack was fooled. And this turn, things are not looking that great. All my crawlers are dying to fire. He has a lot more units. Many more hounds. And it's his turn. Unit reinforcements, and I don't really want any of those, although I could go maybe for wasps. We don't have any real defense against wasps, at least not yet. But I'll just go for the Farseer. Think of putting it here, but then I think I will sell it later. I'm also grabbing Anti-Missile Sabertooth. They can completely protect my army against the missiles from the hounds. I already had Sabertooths on the board, so it's a cheap option for me. And on this side, I'm also grabbing one Phoenix, because I was not expecting him to get anything here that would annoy my units. Any chaff. He did grab the wasps because he knew he was vulnerable against them, so he grabbed them to protect himself. Which will be a bit annoying, since I only have phoenixes on both sides to deal with the wasps, and it will take quite some time. I already went to all my money, but he still has 450 left. And lots of crawlers in the back. The strange part is he has not sold the steel balls yet. He's also throwing oil here. His idea was to burn my entire army, but Hero Sabertooths blocking all the missiles. Here he added crawlers, so this attack was fluid. I couldn't get to his tower in time. If there was no crawlers, the Sabertooth would be able to get to the tower, but it didn't happen. I won this side, but not the air. My Phoenix died, and the Wasps won the fight. So, not a great start. Especially when I'm expecting for him to go factory. And you usually want to beat factory players fast, so they don't have time to get the factories online, because they do become quite strong in time with tanks. Here, none of those look that great for me. Shield airdrop could be useful, but decided to just skip for money. You see me grabbing range on Arclights and Mustangs. On both sides, they will deal with the Wasps and help with shaft clear. It's on this. I actually put one Arclight here too, so I do have shaft clear on this side now. And with the Mustangs on both sides, I do expect them to beat the Wasps. You can see the Wasps are doing a lot. This one, top damage for opponent, 20,000 damage. And it's cost control Wasps, so they are weaker than normal. Even then, they are doing a lot, because they are not being countered. But now they are countered. And I was expecting him to get his first factory, round 4. It's usually the turn. And here it is. But I do have DPS here, with both Sabertooths and the Phoenix. And able to beat the Wasps now. I should be able to dominate the ground enough that my DPS units can kill the factory. Or at least that was what I was hoping. Missiles are being intercepted and factory insta-locked. You can see Phoenix and Sabertooth. On Sabertooth both insta-locked the factory, while the factory is busy killing chaff. So factory goes down. The other side won, even if not by much. Tower debuff. And with that, the rest of the army falls. Quite a few units surviving. Phoenix almost dead. And I'm finally starting to ship his HP. He's now close to me at 3,400. But if I want to kill him, I need to do more damage. Options here. 2 level 3 Void Eyes, but I'm not investing in Void Eyes, I invest on Phoenix, which just got a level. But Stormcallers look at good. I will put it right in front, and hopefully it will lock on the War Factory, and level 3 Stormcallers can do a lot of damage. Also see me putting a shield here, just for the safety, in case my opponent put a missile here. Although, kinda useless because I completely forgot that the Sabertooths can intercept the missiles, so my storms were never in danger. Putting more units on this side, so another Phoenix Crawlers, because I do expect a factory to appear here. So I need to reinforce the right side. Unfortunately, I had to sell the Crawlers here because they were dying instantly to the Hounds. There is not enough space here for the Sabertooth to intercept the missiles. Hound right in front. And with fire here, my Mustangs are also burning. So I had to sell the Crawler. And the factory does appear here. My opponent also went for the Stormcallers, which is quite strange since I have anti-missiles. He's trying to overwhelm my anti-missiles, which kind of worked. You can see a lot of fire here. There's too many missiles for my sabers to stop. But the fire is also working on his units. And my storms killed his factory. The shield actually helped, but right side took a beating. Evil debuff. Now I have problem with air, but 9 seconds debuff right in time. So my Phoenix can deal with the wasps, and my units can kill the crawlers before they get to my tower. So I do end up winning, even if not doing a lot of damage. 600 damage. Looking at here, this is for a very long game. I don't want it to be a very long game, so I'm not going for super supply. Photon coating. Maybe photon coating could be useful on this Sabertooth here, it's right in front, but I will just keep for money. Double attacking my Phoenixes with range and launcher overload, so they will have more DPS and kill units faster, including wasps if my Mustangs die. My opponent is still choosing. Don't remember what his choice was. Here it is. Deployment module. You see me grabbing more Phoenixes. And more Mustangs. Which I did invest with range. You can see deployment module the hounds to my deep flank, but at least on this round they will die to the crawlers. And third factory. Still no tax on them, but just as I say, he grabbed range on them. So they are more dangerous now. Insta locking here and destroy my shield. Shield was to stop the fire. But it didn't quite work. There is fire here killing my Mustangs. Storms is still doing great. Look at the damage. One factory down, two factories down. Phoenix also doing, look at this one, almost 100,000 damage. Here, I lost because I lost my Mustangs to fire. There's also a Hound coming from behind here, grabbing my tower. But on this side, again. And with the tower debuff, we'll be able to clear everything else here. But things are getting dangerous, very dangerous, because when games last long against factory, they start to get more techs. And factories with more techs are very dangerous. Because they can scale really well. Here, grab the Wasp Swarm. I think I will use it defensively, or throw it in the middle here. Besides, he is protected by his own wasps. I did put one arc light here, deal with his hounds. Use it defensively. But my opponent didn't went for the wasps. And he has oil back, which is really bad for me. At least on this side, which I can kind of protect against fire. Maybe I should have grabbed the deployment module all the way back to move the Sabertooth back, so don't get insta-fire here. My opponent, as I said, going for tech, another factory and sledgehammer production. So now it's producing units to stay in front of the factories, which will delay my locks. But my Phoenixes actually attack very fast, so they can deal with the sledges. But this was kind of unexpected. He threw his wasp right in front of my Phoenix here. And it will stop them and kill a few of them. A few Mustangs turned here, so they were dealt with, but now the units are in front and I don't get insta-locks on factories. Here, he threw fire here. And I should have shielded, even if I think the shield would have been destroyed by the 4 factories. And as you can see, things didn't went well for me. I killed one factory and got obliterated. So things are getting desperate now. My opponent still has 1,600 HP. Here there is electromagnetic impact and orbital bombardment. I go for orbital bombardment because I do expect him to shoot his factories. The orbital, at least, if I destroy the shields, and it can hit outside of the shield too. I will grab one Mustang here to keep in the middle in case he throws wasps here, because the wasps here were very effective, even if he can't drop wasps in the front again. But after the fire here, I was really cursing the not having grabbed the deployment module to move this Sabertooth. I could also sell it and get another one in the back, but that's a waste of a deployment. I need my deployment. You see me grabbing energy shield on my Phoenixes because I was worried he would also go for the orbital bombardment. But no, he went for electromagnetic impact, which is kind of good considering I have stacked units in here. A lot of units on this pocket. I think I will throw a shield here, so it will only affect my Phoenixes, which is bad since they are my DPS. Yeah, shield here. So it will grab my 3 Phoenixes on this side. My opponent completely ignored the orbital bombardment and electromagnetic impact. So I could have electromagnetic 2 factors. But I think the orbital was better. Killed a lot of units. 1 factor is already down. Second one is close to going down too. And won the left side, but the right took a heavy beating and he skipped production units. He even added steel balls with mechanical division. So now he has the full ground production techs. My tower is going down. Fortunately, you can see the marksman here, dead. So now, even if he beat my ground, it doesn't have anything to do with air. So it is a victory for me. And look at the speed that the factory died when my Phoenix is locked. And 500! I only need 1 more victory. And I know which tech he will go now. He will finish his production techs. Looking here, Raiden. Raiden looked like a good choice for me. You'll see me instantly double attacking the Raidens with range and electromagnetic shot, because I removed the electromagnetic shot from my Phoenixes, so I can't rely on them to stop the production of the factories. As soon as 1 locked on the factory. But with Raiden, it's even easier to hit a factory with a Raiden. It will kill the ground units production easier than Phoenixes. And with electromagnetic shot, it can also stop balls from producing crawlers if it hits a ball, which it will on shot. My opponent also go for Raidens, even if it's not that great for him as it is for me in this case. Auto Raidens are a good answer to kill Phoenixes, but only after the ground is dealt with. He didn't went for what I expected him to go. I expected him to go for Phoenix production, but instead he also went for full Raidens. He even grabbed more than me. I have 3, he has 4 Raidens. I even put 1 here, quite a bit in front. My idea was to lock this factory, but put a lot of chaff in the middle, so that was fooled. But this one actually managed to hit. So both factories are now electromagnetic. So this stops production and makes them move forward. Even leveled 1. So as always, left side I win easily, but he won the right side. He almost traded the buffs. I got mine a bit later, which is actually better. You can see factory without producing gets obliterated here. The Phoenix died to Raidens, but the shield is helping a lot. But Electromag working greatly. You can see loses all attacks and has to move forward and die. And that's just enough to win. So very close game against Factory. You usually want to do more damage at the start and win faster against Factories, not let the game go this late, where he can get a lot of attacks and they will get stronger and stronger with time. But that's it for the first game. I also say that it was a mistake here, going so forward with an attack. I shouldn't have done that, should have stayed more to the back. so I wouldn't be so vulnerable to fire. This is a really annoying thing about fire hitting the unit here, and you can't really stop if they are really close to the unit. But that's it for the first game. If you enjoyed, you can already subscribe, but there will be a second game now. And here we are. I'm fighting against Pinecone on this one. And you can expect this video will be against Factory again. But options: Supply Specialist, Rhino Specialist, Cost Control, and Fortified Specialist. And looking at those options, I will end up going for Supply Specialist. It would be either Supply or Rhino Specialist, were my two options here. End up going this one because it has a little more HP. And it will give me money, so I could grab Phoenix on the first round if I want, depending on what my opponent gets. And for my opponent's side, Giant, Marksman, Training, and Speed. And look at those, Marksman looks really good if you are going to invest on Hounds, but my opponent didn't go for it. Let's position it correctly. And Giant Specialist. Looking at his board, it could be either side or more probably be standard, since he's Giant Specialist. Unless you are going heavy Fortress. Giants usually want to be standard, not aggro. Especially Vulcan, which is usually the unit people go when they go Giant. You see me thinking of defending here, but look at his board. Nah, he's not going to attack. So I put my units here. And I am going offensive with sledges. And I was thinking here, do I get my Phoenix? My opponent already has Fangs at the start. If he don't put them in front, they could be really annoying for my Phoenix to deal with, so end up going for Crawlers. And 50 will be left for the next round. You can see that I have been playing a lot of Phoenix lately. They have been working for me. My opponent also go for Crawlers, so he has no shaft, actually he has no DPS units, but you actually don't need the DPS unit in this case. If the spiders survive, they can kill those units. But one spider getting insta-locked here, at least two Void Eyes locked on it, and a lot of the sledges. So one spider is already going down. There is a few Crawlers going for my undefended tower. But I should be able to kill the last spider before it dies. And spider dead. Now I get the 9 seconds debuff. But without the spider, it doesn't actually have a lot of units left here. Not even fangs, and a few fangs. So first round is mine. Tower defended. Anti-armor cannon almost able to defend the tower, but a few Crawlers survived. And victory for me. And we are really close to same HP now. And here we get a lot of good cards. Oh, 3 improvements and 1 mass produced. A lot of changing cards. And looking here, he is very standard and with Giant, so improved Wraith, not that great, and also improved Phoenix, bit improved Wraith. So I also like Phoenixes. So that will be my choice here. And this makes Phoenix really strong. You can see 250 extra HP. So you don't have to worry about the Fortress AA. Don't even need to get the attacks that I have to just to counter it. And 20% attack, always useful. And the thing is, you have to pay 100 extra for the Phoenix, but the upgrades are still the same. So even if you have to pay more to grab the Phoenix, but once you get a high level Phoenix, they are benefiting from the extra stats while not paying anything extra for the upgrades. So it is a very good card. You can see here, 5000 HP each Phoenix. My opponent also went for Improved Phoenix, as you can see here. And it is a bit bugged, my replays. I'm not liking this. It's not completely bugged, but it is more delayed than normal, I think. But he also went for a Phoenix. And he has a lot of Shaft. He only has Sledges to kill Shaft for now. The Phoenix are distracted by Fangs. One almost dead here. This one turned, shooting at his Phoenix. One is down, but tower debuff here too, so we traded the buffs. My Phoenix is locked. As soon as the debuff goes over, yeah, dead. And now just need to kill these remaining units. So victory for me. Phoenix getting good amount of experience, not that big. It was locked on Shaft for too long. And now I need to solve Shaft clear problem, because the sledges are not cutting it. My opponent has way too much for the sledges to deal with. Here, Improved War Factory, another improved card. Also the Minion Core, which I'm not a fan. Although you can throw it on units that you expect to be the last to die, and it can work, especially this soon, but don't like to risk it. See, I just skip, and I will mount an assault on the right side. Okay, started getting, at least got one arc light. I think I will. No, I will not grab one of the other side because I already used all my deployments. So this side will stay the same, still with the problem of Shaft clear. But I do expect this one to grab tower debuff for me. Even if it will take a little. You also see that with the 200 I had left, I went for damage and HP. My opponent's grabbing even more units, and he did went for Improved War Factory. So he has Improved War Factory and Improved Phoenix. So you can expect what he will try to do. He will get factories to produce Improved Phoenix, but not the best idea in my opinion. If you want to produce units, you don't want more expensive factory. Normal factory is good for that. You don't need a factory that costs 200 more. But there's an advantage in having Improved Phoenix. The factory will produce the Improved Phoenix, not the normal one. So you double the value of the production of the factory. Here, tower debuff as I expected. And I should be able to win this side. Even if my ground got completely destroyed. And the right side survived. So not doing a lot of damage. One Phoenix got a level, my opponent also got a level on his Phoenix. Here, look at the game offering 2 level 3 marksmen ready to kill Phoenixes with AA. But I don't need it. I will go for the Fire Badger just to sell it. Or am I going to put it? No, I think I will put it here. You can see a lot of chaff here in the back. And if I put a unit here, they will all be going for this side. So that was my dilemma, if I would put the 5 badger here or just sell it. We'll put here, but I will need to put a crawler. Because without the crawler they would be insta-locked by this phoenix. And they would not survive long enough to do their job. This, especially since they are still spawning. I also grabbed 2 arc lights, so to solve my shaft clear problem in here. Also going for missiles on both sides in case he also goes for a 5 badger attack on the flanks. This will, if he just goes for the 5 badger, don't put crawlers in front, this will delay the 5 badgers for quite some time. But he goes for the marksman and goes for AA, so now they one-shot even my level 2 phoenix, even with improved. And this is really bad here because my crawlers are going forward, my phoenix are going to the left, and this will soon lock on the phoenix. Even if the crawlers actually did their job. No, now it's locked on the phoenix, and yeah. Lost here, but here 5 badgers did their job, killing the shaft. And managed to pull a lot of things, making my army able to advance and kill the tower. And you can see the side, thanks to the tower debuffs, the arc light killed the level 3 marksman. Level 1 arc light. So things worked quite well. Smoke bomb could be useful. Means he does have the marksmen. I could try to get one of them, but just skip. I want the money. I did put a very annoying problem for him to deal with in here. And he didn't leave enough space, you can see there's only 2 spaces instead of 3. So he can't put a rhino in here to protect his crawlers and tank the badgers. What he can go for is wasps. You'll see him using smoke here. I can't protect against it, so he won't even shoot, because if he throws smoke here it would be useless. My army is advancing. But here it is useful, although it doesn't affect my main units, which are the phoenixes. I also grabbed range for them, so 160 range on my phoenixes. The range was to try to protect them against the marksman. I also grabbed the second crawler on this side. And my opponent's going for his first factory. His first improved factory, which do have faster attack speed, more HP and more damage. Strangely enough, he didn't put anything to deal with the 5 badgers, so they are still annoying him quite a bit. You can see they killed a lot of chaff and distracted his units. So I'm locked on his factory. And Arclight doing his job, killing the marksman with the help of the Phoenix this time. Tower debuff, and with this my Phoenix should be able to clear this side. But you can see that I'm lacking a bit of DPS. It took way too long to kill that factory. And just 200 damage. Not that great. I need to kill him faster. Here, if I expect a long fight, but I don't want a long fight, so laser sight. You can see level 3, Phoenix now, and launcher overload. So I'm doubling the DPS of my Phoenix, which should help me to kill the factory faster. Especially since they just got another level, so that's a lot of DPS for those Phoenixes. Also grabbed Shockwave on the arc lights because he's mainly using Fangs, and Fangs are very vulnerable to Shockwave. It's basically 2 shots from the arc lights and you completely destroy an entire Fang pack. He's going for another War Factory, the right side this time. But I have a level 2 Phoenix and now doing the DPS of 2 level 2 Phoenixes. So he decided against it and throwing it here, but he was worried about my 5 Badger, always annoying him on this side, but I just sold it, so it's just crawlers here now. Also range enhancement. The idea is, maybe with range enhancement my arc lights will be able to shoot from before going in the smoke, and it works. You see, just this one is shooting, killing the Fangs before getting into the smoke and have to walk forward. And with the Phoenix Locket, look at the speed of this factory is dying. One is down. Grab the debuff here, you can see increasing the amount of units on this side. And another factory goes down. And this time there will be quite some damage. Almost to 1000. And I'm still full HP. Looking here, don't really need any of those units. Could grab Storm if I want more DPS, but the Phoenix are doing it, I don't need the DPS of the Storm, so I think I would just go for Scorpion. Yeah, it's the most valuable one, even if you have to sell in 2 turns. You see me just putting one here very forward. The idea was to lock on the Tarantula and kill it. So the Phoenix are doing that. That's why I completely crumbled his right side last time. Those Phoenix grabbed the Tarantula, killed it, and he has no shaft clear left. He goes for the more instant money he could grab, which is the Sabertooth. And he's finally investing on his shaft clear unit. But then decides against it. Grabbed another factory. Now he's putting a factory on the right side. And he's finally going for the strategy he wanted. Phoenix production. So he will start producing improved Phoenixes with the factories. And I'm grabbing more Phoenixes and more shaft. Also Subterranean Blitz. So now it needs 2 shots from a spider to kill my crawlers. And you can see things are not going well for him. His lack of shaft clear, you can see my crawlers are still getting to his unit here. Tower debuff. The site was already completely destroyed even before the tower debuff. And improved Phoenix is showing their power. My opponent's idea of going for factories to produce improved Phoenix was not a bad one, but it was badly executed. He didn't want improved factory. It would just make it harder for him to grab the improved Phoenix faster. And his biggest problem here was shaft clear, because he only had a few spiders, not protected enough, and only on the last turn, he grabbed an range enhancement for them, so he was suffering a lot with shaft clear problem. If he at least had the high explosive on the factories, but no high explosive on the factories to deal with shaft. And he was getting overwhelmed. I was completely destroying his shaft. His choice of going for Fangs hit back on him because of the shockwave, which they completely destroyed the fangs. Even if he had crawlers too. But that's it for this one. The second game against Factory, much easier than the first one. The first one was a really tough one, but this one was very easy. Full HP, completely dominating the game from start to finish. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed this doubly games against Factory. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment. I enjoy reading the comments and answering them. And that's it. I will see you on the next one.